Welcome back. So our artist of the week is in the house. She's an actor, singer, performer with credits spanning across TV, theater, film, and web. Join me in welcoming Ade Laoye.
Hi.
Good to have you
Good
here.
to have you.
Drum roll.
Good to have you. Good to have me. What am I saying? Good to have you. So this is not my show, guys. Thanks for having me.
I called her Vic Kalu when she came in, and that's coming from the Black Book.
Yes.
So nice to see you in
Thank
person.
you. Thank you so much.
You've been here and there, doing everywhere. Let's talk about, your journey.
Sure.
Let's start from there.
Okay.
Yes.
So I studied theater arts at Penn State University in the US, and I worked in the Philadelphia area. I worked in New York. And in 2012, I decided I was going to move back home to Nigeria. And that's how my
Good girl.
That's how my Nollywood journey started. So I officially came into the industry, I guess I would say 2013. I started as a presenter on Ebony Life TV, and then I transitioned into film and TV. But I have a theater background primarily, but I've been doing film and TV for the past, I guess, 12 years now.
So what was the first Nigerian movie that you acted in?
The first Nigerian movie I did was actually, it was called Knocking on Heaven's Door. It was an Isong project, Royal Arts Academy in 2013. Yeah, that was my first film.
And after that, you've done the Black Book, and Niger Christmas, Castle and Castle.
That book is relatively new.
And Anyila.
Yes.
Country too.
Ayinla.
Anyila, yes.
I played Jaye, the journalist. That was trying to get his story in Ayla.
Yeah, I never got it.
She never did.
I never got it. So how would you describe the journey so far? Because it would seem as, okay, it's like, how many years now in Nollywood?
I guess 12.
12 years.
Yeah, about 12, yeah.
And you're out there.
We thank God. No, the journey, it's been great. I have no regrets. I'm so proud of the Nollywood industry and how we continue to grow and evolve. There are lots of challenges, Nigerian problems, Nollywood problems are Nigerian problems. We deal with all of the issues that every other industry in Nigeria faces. But it's been great. We are creating incredible things against all odds. We're pushing boundaries with every project. We're getting better technically. We're getting better with our stories. We're getting better technically. So yeah, it's fun. It's hard, but it's been fun.
I know
if it means anything.
Yeah.
I got hooked to Nollywood from watching a soap in which you featured.
Which one?
Hush.
Oh my gosh, Hush.
I was just scrolling one evening and I saw the title and I said, Hush. That looks like it's going to be interesting.
Aww.
And I watched it. And I had to watch Hush to the end because it was so good. And I said to myself, this is what I've been missing, not watching Nigerian movies. Nigerian movies are good.
You know what's
Never
funny?
mind that we still say that when you're watching a Nigerian movie, you hold on to the remote. Because at one point you need to turn up the volume. And then at the next scene, you have to turn it down.
And we do still have some technical challenges, but it's a young industry and we're growing and we're getting better. But you know what's funny? People still call me Oye Agumbiade when they see me on the street, which is my character in Hush. They're like, Oye. And I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
So that character has stuck with a lot of people and I'm very proud of that.
Yeah. It's Vic Kalu that stuck with me. So that stuck. Let's talk about your work with top producers abroad and here. What would you say we need to improve upon?
Well, I've been very fortunate in my career. I feel like I've worked with everyone. I've had the opportunity to work with Kunle Afolayan, Abudu, Bolanle Austin Peters, Editi Effiong. I feel like I'm name dropping right now, but
it's all right. It's all right.
RMD. I feel like RMD and I have done like 3 projects together at this point. So I feel very, very fortunate. What do we need to improve on? I think and I think this is just a challenge across the board. We just need more money. Money gives us options. Money gives us more time. The more money we have, the more we can spend time really developing stories. The more money we'll have to pay the actors and the crew so that they can stick with one project for a longer time. In this part of the world, we don't have the luxury of spending 6 months on one project, the way they do overseas. Yeah. Many actors are jumping from set to set. You may be shooting 3 movies at the same time. And it's not ideal, but it's what a lot of people have to do just to make ends meet and to survive.
But you must admit that we're getting there, because I remember celebrating, what's her name's movie? Funke Akindele. Yes, that hit 1 billion. I mean, that was a huge celebration.
Yeah.
But isn't that the beginning of more money coming into the industry?
We hope. I mean, there is a whole, ecosystem. So you never really know how much you're going to make when you're making a movie. You don't really know. You hope that people will spend their hard-earned money to watch your film, but you can't guarantee what the numbers will be on the other side. So as a producer, or as a creator, you have to be smart with your funding, because you just don't know. You have investors to pay back. Naira can decide that it's going to fall today, so the budget you started with is not going to be by the end of it. It's not what you're going to end with. So there are many factors that are constantly in flux. So I feel like it's always a surprise whenever we hit those numbers. It's like, yes, the gamble paid off, but you don't really know if it will or not. So you have to be smart from the start.
How well did Black Book do?
Well, it went to Netflix. And so based on the metrics that we have available, as of when it came out last year, I believe it was the most streamed African film on any streamer globally. So I think we did over 70 million views as of the last count. So I don't know what it is today.
Not bad.
But not bad, right? Not bad. So as far as we know, it was the most streamed African film globally on Netflix. So,
So you do theater, you do film.
Yes.
Which do you like more?
Oh my gosh, they're very different.
I know.
They're very different. What I love about theater is just having the audience in front of you and just the energy from that. It requires a slightly different skill set than film and TV. On stage, you're in the moment. There's no take two. You can't do it again. There's no cut. And you sort of start telling the story from the beginning to the end. While with film, oftentimes I could even be acting and my scene partner is not there, but the camera is here and I'm literally talking to no one. Or we also shoot out of sequence. So you may shoot the very last scene of the film first, So it's just, they're different mediums. I mean, acting is acting.
Sometimes evil-eye people like us will see that and say, okay, this doesn't seem to go well, but it happens.
But I don't know if I think because I trained in theater, I feel like I'm a stage baby at heart. But any opportunity to express myself and be creative, I always
know you're
love that.
involved with the Lagos International Theatre Festival.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Absolutely, very excited to talk about that. So the Lagos International Theatre Festival this is the first year that we're doing it. It's in collaboration with Lagos State and Terra Culture and the Bolanle Austin Peters Productions. So it's starting November 14th to the 17th. And there's going to be 25 plays happening across 4 venues in Lagos. It's going to be Terra Culture, Muson Center, Glover Hall, and University of Lagos. Okay. So, and when we say international, we mean international because we also have representation from South Africa, from the US, and from Zambia as well. But it's going to be a festival where creatives all across Lagos are putting on plays, shows. There's going to be workshops as well happening over those 4 days in Lagos. So it's going to be amazing.
The movies.
Sorry, may I have those dates again?
Yes, November 14th to the 17th.
Yeah. 17th.
So what if I'm planning to come now? What should I expect?
So expect different kinds of plays, different topics, different subject matter. We have, so the play I'm personally involved in is called High. It's a contemporary stage play, and that's put on by Road 14 Studios. My producing partner, Keke Hammond, is our executive producer, and it's a contemporary stage play that deals with substance abuse amongst teenagers. So it's, it's very good for teenagers and their parents. We're going to have musicals as well. We're going to have short plays. We're going to have longer plays. So there's going to be music. There's going to be dance. Basically, the whole festival is a celebration of community, culture, and the creative arts in Lagos State. So there's going to be vendors. You can buy things at the different locations. There'll be food. There'll be activities where you can bring your kids, bring your family members. There'll be games, all sorts of fun things happening over those 4 days. Yeah.
Nollywood is competing, in quotes, with Hollywood.
Okay.
Now, do you see us catching up? Okay, we're doing good, yes, but we're not doing as good as we should because this country is filled with talent.
Yes.
I mean, we can't, I take a bow on behalf of Nigerians. Yes. We can't hide that. So why is it that we haven't caught up yet? We're still crawling, if you know what I mean.
Yes. So, like I said earlier, this is still a relatively young industry. And I feel like I always take it a little personally when people compare us to Hollywood because it's a much bigger size. America is big, and so the resources that they have available, the support that they get from the government and all of that, we just don't have that access yet. And like I said, we have our kind of unique Nigerian challenges that prevent rapid growth. But I think what I want to say about Nigerian creatives is we're resilient. And in spite of all of the challenges, we're still churning out. We're still churning out projects. We're still trying. Yeah. And I feel like if people saw a day in the life of like a filmmaker, like if you came on set and just saw what was going on, I think you would give us a little bit more credit. Not to make an excuse, not to make excuses. I understand that at the end of the day, the paying customer wants to give their money and pay their money and see something, get their money's worth, see something amazing on screen. But we're battling some principalities and powers behind the scenes. But we will get there. We will get there. A lot of really young, talented filmmakers are doing some incredible things right now. I just came, this is the AFRIF week, where it's the film festival, so screening movies from all across Africa. And I'm just really excited about the future of our industry.
How does Nollywood compare with other film industries around Africa?
That's a very good question. I think in terms of like numbers, like I feel like the volume of the things that we churn out, I think we're like the second largest like film industry in the world in terms of like just the volume of the things that we churn out. I think our stories are unique to us. I think our audience is very unique. Like the Nigerian audience is very interesting. Oftentimes, when we try to sort of like replicate this Hollywood thing, it doesn't work here for us. We want to see ourselves on screen. We want to hear our language. We want to see our unique stories. And so I think a lot of filmmakers are also kind of trying to just create more, indigenous stories. And I think just even globally as well, the world is sort of starting to look at Africa like as an emerging market. I feel like African stories and music is starting to travel outside of the continent.
It has traveled far wide.
It has traveled. Like Thames with her Grammy nominations. You go Thames.
Yes.
But yeah, so I think I feel like the entertainment, the movie, the film industry is next. We have made a name for ourselves. We just need to like back it up with the right stories and the right quality.
My sister-in-law who lives in the States. She's Black American. And she is hooked on Nigerian movies. And I mean, every day of the week, she does not go to bed before 3 a.m.
I love that.
And, you know, I visited about 2 months ago. And she was trying to speak like a Nigerian.
Oh my goodness. I love that.
So when you say we want to see ourselves, we want to hear our language, other people want to hear our language
absolutely,
too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So our movies have gone far and wide.
They really have.
I recall before streaming came out, every time you were traveling, they would say, bring us Nigerian tapes. Bring us the tapes of Nigerian
the DVDs,
CDs, and when it was VHS.
Yeah.
He'd bring us Nigerian movies.
Oh my God.
So they knew all the latest movies that were coming out in Nigeria.
That's incredible.
Even though they lived abroad. And I think that's a plus for us. And it is still the same. But now they don't have to wait for us to bring the tapes. You know, they're streaming. You know.
Yeah, and let's go back to the Lagos International Theatre Festival. I know that she's talking about how Nigerian movies have gone far. You're going to have international people also come on.
Yeah.
How is it going to help, you know, Nollywood, you know, gaining more prominence?
Well, I guess, I mean, Nollywood sort of has established its own identity in the film and TV space. I think with theater, because, I mean, I feel like theater is experiencing a sort of renaissance right now, and it has been over the past couple of years. I feel like theater kind of just died for a while, because I remember, like, in the days of
Ogunde and
like I remember I spent my childhood in Ibadan, and I just remember like my parents would talk about like going to the theater and like you know like UI and all of that, and I felt like growing up that just sort of went away. And over the past couple of years, I'm going to give a shout out to Auntie Bolanle right now. Bolanle Osipitas with Terra Culture. When I first moved back and I was really excited about theater, Terra Culture was the only place that I knew that was doing plays I think it was every Sunday. There were plays every Sunday. And I was just like, I need to connect, I need to plug into this. What I love about the theater space, just the sense of community and just artists who are just passionate. You know, there's no real money in theater, let's be honest. Like you can't blow in the theater.
No.
So for theater artists, it's all about the passion to tell these stories. And so I feel like over the past couple of years, theater is really starting to kind of emerge. Like people want to see live shows. And so I'm hoping that with this theater festival, with the partnership with Lagos State, that it'll really shine a spotlight on the theater, and that we can also, because like we talked about music and film and TV, I feel like theater is also like, me too, I'm here, don't forget about me. So we're hoping that with events like this, the Lagos International Theater Festival, it'll really give people something to be excited about, it'll give artists something to plug into, to be a part of. I mean, when we did Saro the musical, we took it to London, you know, it gives people the opportunity to tour. We can perform in different countries. I think Fela might have gone to Dubai, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But, you know, so Terra Culture plays have traveled and gone to many different countries. I saw Hereward last week or 2 weeks ago. They were celebrating their 10th anniversary. Celebrated their 10th anniversary, Mrs. Ifeoma Fafunwa's production company. And, you know, they've traveled all over the world. So I think what theater also does, like we're able to just connect with a global audience in a different way. It's, I think it's a labor of love. And so with festivals like this, I think it just really shines a spotlight on the stage. And maybe in another couple of years, we'll be neck and neck with Nollywood. And then it'll be like, oh, I'm a theater actor. Oh, I'm a film actor. Oh, I'm theater. Oh, I'm Nollywood. Maybe the time will come when we'll be able to stand toe to toe. But, you know, with this theater festival, it's a great place to start. So,
and for you, looking into the future, I know you've done so much so far. What more should we expect?
Well, I think for me, the next phase of my career, I would probably be delving into producing. I've done some producing. I did my own one-woman show as part of the Lagos Fringe Festival. Shout out Brenda and Kenneth Uhoho as well. And, you know, I've produced, so the play we're doing for the Lagos International Theatre Festival is called High. We produced it in 2018 and 2019. And so we're bringing it back as a part of this festival. And so I was a producer on that. But I think I want to start producing my own films as well. So I have a couple of ideas in development right now. So maybe this time next year, Mita will be like, Auntie Funke, and I'll be like, come and see my movie.
I in the box office.
And I'll be like, 1 billion, yes.
Yeah. Right on, girl.
Fingers crossed.
Right on, girl. The Nigerian public is behind you all because they love to see and hear their stories and see their stories on the screen. Like we discussed with Moni Oboli the other day came. You know, she came and she said her new movie, The Market Women, just love to see themselves on the screen.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's us. That's
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. We've been having a swell time with actor, singer, performer Ade Laoye.
Thanks for
Thank you
having
so
me.
much for being here.
Thank you.
And Ade Laoye brings to a close sunrise for this week. We'll bring you a fresh edition next week. I am the day of the Ondo State governorship elections. Until then, I am Alero Edu, wishing you all the best and be the best that you can be.
And I'm your Me Taigbe. Thank you so much for your time with us today.